tal, Juan, amigos? ¿Cómo están? Yo soy Juanma desde la Mole Comic Con y estoy con una persona importantísima para la vida de muchísima gente, de muchísimos chavos como somos nosotros, el señor Larry Hama, que es, bueno, ahorita se van a enterar de quién es el señor. Y, well, sir, thank you very much for this interview.
Oh, well, thank you for interviewing me.
So, sir, I want to be really honest with you. You're part of my life. Is that big? Because I'm a toy collector, G.I. Joe toy collector, because of you, because of your work.
Oh.
How does it feel to be part of the history of a lot of people around the world?
It always surprises me.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever thought that the comic or the toy would last more than 3 years. You know, maybe a year we thought we could do, but
Not more than that.
well, you know, at that time in the early '80s, it was an established thought in the toy industry that a toy line lasted 3 years, you know, and because they were afraid of what happened with Cabbage Patch dolls.
Yeah.
Okay, they thought it would go on forever, and they were stuck with warehouses full of these ugly things, you know. So they were always being very conservative about, even if it seems to be going okay, you know, don't be victim to hubris, you know.
So at that point, Barbie was out there at the market, and Barbie was a line for about years and years working in the industry and being sold to the ladies, to the small ladies. But then suddenly, America needed a hero,
Right.
and you found G.I. Joe, and that is being on the market till this day. I mean, even now at this convention, you can go there and find G.I. Joe, and it's been how long? 40 years, 30 something years,
30 something years, yeah, 35 years at least. Yeah.
10 times the expectation of 3 years,
Oh yeah.
300 times. So, what was your process to be involved with this toy line, or with this line in particular?
I was literally the last person they asked.
Really? Oh, there's no one else. Ask him. That way?
No, you have to understand that in 1981, licensed comics, you know, toy comics or, you know, comics based on TV shows, they were considered the lowest rung on the ladder. No prestige at all for the artist or the writer.
Yeah.
And lowest pay because the licensing fee came off the top of the page rate. So no A-list or even B-list talent would work on licensed properties. It was only C and D list. I was working for Marvel. I was an editor at Marvel. But see, I started out as an artist. See, and I'd been drawing comics since the 60s. And I couldn't get any editor to give me any writing assignment because they would say, oh, well, you're an artist, you can't write. Because all the editors were artists, were writers.
Yeah.
So to them, the concept of an artist writing his own stuff, very dangerous.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be doing this, not that, and you were trained to do this, but not that.
Oh,
So
but it takes work away from them.
yeah.
There's money out of their pockets. So they didn't want to encourage any artist to write their own material. And so when Hasbro came to Marvel, Marvel went to every contract writer and everybody turned it down. Then they went to every freelance writer and every freelance writer turned it down. Then they asked every editor and assistant editor and they all turned it down. But They started at one end of the office and went to every editorial office, and my office was the last one.
Right at the end of the line.
At the end of the line. So they offered it to me, and I took it. And I've said it 1,000 times, but if they had offered me Barbie, I would have taken Barbie. I just wanted to get my foot in the door writing.
Yeah, just to be there, to be part of it.
Yeah. It wasn't like I was dying to do a military comic. It was just the only work I could get. You know. The problem then was also that, you know, lots of times, you know, artists would take on, or writer would take on these license books, and they would just do hack work because it wasn't, you know, the money was too cheap, you know, and it wasn't worth the effort to put more effort into it. But, you know, I came out of studios working for Wally Wood and for Neil Adams, and you know, they both had a really strict work ethic, you know, that you only have one quality of job, and that's the best you can do. You know, and so I tried to give it my best shot.
And you did really, really good, because now there are a lot of people around the globe that is looking for toys, for your drawing, for your art, for your story, for everything that you've been doing for years. And there's actually, I don't know about the exact number, but there are a lot of clubs, of fan clubs about G.I. Joe and everything that you've been doing. And there's one guy right there.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that guy. Yeah. Come close. He's a famous Mexican painter. And he did the drawing of you, and he wants to give it to you. Because he's such a fan of your work. Wow. His name is Julian.
Oh, muchas gracias.
Al contrario, gracias, Harry. Pues de parte del Club Mex Joes de la Ciudad de México, ¿verdad? Y todos los admiradores que estamos aquí de G.I. Joe, entregamos este retrato con todo nuestro corazón.
With all our heart from Mexican fans.
Thank you very much. Okay.
So you can have it now as part of your own collection.
Okay. Thank you.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you, sir. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Y a ustedes, juego amigos, muchísimas gracias, Julián, muchísimas gracias. Y bueno, pues, ¿qué les puedo decir? This is a dream come true for me.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Gracias, un sueño para mí cumplido. Puedo morirme mañana sin problemas. Nos vemos, juego amigos. Adiós.
Gracias.
Gracias.